The Young Center for Immigrant Children's Rights, our mission is to uplift the voices of immigrant children who are alone in this country and under federal custody. Our role is to connect with children, to build a relationship, to validate their story, to remind them that they matter and that they're not alone.
Our organization is supported by a volunteer program. We work with volunteers that are matched with the child's case who help us advocate for them in court, at the facilities, with judges, with their attorneys. And so part of that program, to start, we have a 2-day training for them where we equip them with all the information and tools so that they can be successful and we can show our support for them and our appreciation for them. So we have a training upcoming in March 4th and 5th here in Harlingen to recruit more volunteers here in our area for the children that are in shelters here in our area as well.
My name is Tania Torres. I am the supervising social worker for the Young Center of Immigrant Children's Rights Harlingen office.
My name is Miriam Aguayo. I'm with the Young Center for Immigrant Children's Rights. A lot of the children that are placed in the shelters here in the region speak primarily Spanish, although there's children that speak other languages.
We work with primarily Central American children, Spanish-speaking children, primarily from Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras.
So in order to speak to them, to be bilingual, preferably Spanish, and also attend this training, this 2-day training.
Children cross through the border from California all the way to the escape of the mouth of the Rio Grande River. After they cross the Rio Grande River, then they are apprehended by Border Patrol, processed by the government, and they are placed under a government custody at different shelters around the valley, where the government is now needing to care for them and provide basic needs such as food, water, a right to education. And that is when we come in, because we know that children are vulnerable, they're alone, they're not with family, and we then assess based on the referrals we get which children are the most vulnerable from the vulnerable and which children would benefit from having a child advocate.
We count with approximately 20 to 25 volunteers. We have about, just to give you a ballpark, about 5 advocates here in the Harlingen area that are supervisors, so either attorneys or social workers that are paired with volunteers. We receive about 200 referrals a month. And so we're not able to appoint to all the children, but if we have more volunteers, we're able to appoint to more cases and serve at a wider scale.
Our work is child-centered because we're focusing on the child's voice at every step of the way of our advocacy. We are honoring their story, the wisdom of their country, the spirit of their land and of who they are. And we're doing that every step of the way. We acknowledge child development and assess that. And based on our assessments, based on the story we are capturing, we modify to their needs. Every child is different, so we consider that as well. We consider their cultural background, their language. Child-led engagement is part of the journey. And it looks different every time. It could be us adjusting an activity based on their age, or it could be simply holding space for them because they need to be listened to. So it looks different depending on the child's needs.
March 4th and 5th is the training, so there's no deadline. Just let us know. Contact our volunteer coordinator, Lilia Murray. We would want to know if you can attend even the day before. Just let us know. We also, if you're not able to attend the March 4th and 5th training, we have another training, our fall training in August, 19th and 20th. And the trainings are from 9 to 3 p.m. Both days. And it is a requirement also to be a volunteer, but it's so that we can provide all the materials and tools for our volunteers.